32% are back in within a year, but how about number of times that they've been an inmate?
I don't have that information at this time.
Specifically, 2 female inmates that alleged that they were assaulted by a correction officer. Could you tell me the status of that correction officer, whether that correction officer is still working with the inmate population?
I will defer to our investigator. We don't have that information at this time.
Wow.
But prior to you coming here to testify on issues that are unique to women, and your statistics are saying that 6% of the inmate population say that they're being assaulted by either another inmate or staff, sexually assaulted, that is, how would you not be prepared to answer a question of such a serious nature? You know, allegations by not one inmate but 2 female inmates were alleged on one of your officers, and you don't know whether you have a process of taking those officers out from working with inmates?
I don't have specific information in that in general, but in general, what our policies are, when an inmate makes an allegation against a staff member, especially something you described where there's multiples, if I'm aware of it, I will reach out to the warden of that facility, and I will ensure that that inmate is not have access to that particular staff member. That staff member, multiple things may happen with that staff member.
I can't.
As a policy.
I would have to get that.
You're not clear on your policy. How about the officer that was accused of rape? It was a story that a female inmate accused an officer of raping her on a bus, and another officer watched while those 2 officers that were accused.
That officer was removed from the transportation division, no longer has access to female inmates, is no longer picking up or moving any females out of Rose M. Singer Center.
But that officer still has access to male inmates?
Potentially, yes.
I would say in the 2 years that I've been here, I've never been to a hearing where the administration that's providing testimony are that unprepared to discuss really critical issues that this particular hearing was set up to do just that. And for you all not to have that level of information readily available really shows how vulnerable the women are at Rose Singer. Let me ask you a question. With these numbers, it would seem that the correction officers are there to provide safety and security for the inmates, even potentially from one another, but it seems like their greatest fear would be the correction officer versus the very inmates that are there for committing crimes, supposedly. You have from 2010 to 2015, how many officers have been terminated? Has there ever been an officer terminated?
Yes, there has been.
Do you know the number?
No, I do not.